we kind of had some chats and discussions, and I kind of did that like little mini review with you, and you took a
Mhm.
break. So kind of just give me a little bit of an update on like how you're feeling. Like, what do you personally feel like you want us to work on? Obviously we'll get into it. And yeah, just give me a little bit of a rundown just so I have, as much info as possible to make your life
Mhm.
easy.
Mhm. I feel currently the past week has been miserable with a heat wave here, so
Yeah,
it's often
yeah,
very difficult to keep focus.
right, right.
Where I notice like sometimes lane is fine, and then like halfway through, I'm just
Hmm.
starting to feel uncomfortable in my
Yeah,
chair, and like the external factors are hindering
yeah,
me.
definitely.
So I feel like that is very much being translated in my gameplay as well.
Okay.
The two votes I took were ones where I felt like I was less impacted by it.
Okay.
They're quite recent ones.
Okay.
But that's something. I think, yeah. Overall, I think because I don't loss doesn't feel the correct word necessarily. It's
Okay.
just like I'm sometimes missing like a guiding light almost. Like, but I remember in the past that I had a much easier time doing like lull states and being like, okay, let's go for dragons, let's go do it. Like, but that's when I was able to contest every single neutral objective, and just like being aware that the neutral objective was spawning was enough to get the neutral objective.
Okay.
Whereas I
Right.
feel like at the rank that I'm at now, it's a lot more about, okay, which ones do we actually go for and
Okay.
which ones do we trade off?
Hmm.
And that's um there being more options is sometimes making me more clueless
Okay.
almost. Like I also noticed that I'm like start overthinking it almost, where
Hmm.
before I would just like autopilot almost, be like 2 minutes in advance, start pinging the objective, ping for rewards, not think about where's my jungler, where's the rest of my team. But now,
Hmm.
because I'm much more aware of like, okay, but my jungle still needs to do a full clear. He's not gonna be there on time, like things like that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I noticed that I have a lot of things that I've worked on,
Hmm.
but they're still like individual things, and
Yeah.
I have not harmonized them yet. I think
Okay.
that might be the best way to phrase that.
Okay.
And then I think as well, just general map state
Hmm.
calibration and threat assessment combined with that is something that I also often struggle with.
Okay. And this is around high plat, is that right?
Yeah, so I've been
Okay.
hovering between Plat 2 and Emerald 4 for
Okay.
over a year now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yep. 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 All right. Yeah. We'll definitely take a look, and we'll see where you're at. So usually, what I find with plat emerald players is they fall into two buckets, right? They're either in the bucket where they're really good at thinking high level, right?
Mhm.
About the game, but then the trade off is that sometimes just their fighting and like raw laning is not good
Mhm.
enough for the
Yeah.
type of champion they're playing, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
that is, yeah, good.
I think when I just hit Emerald for the first time, that was definitely me. I just got there by
Right.
communicating and playing mid game. I lost every single lane, and then the past year I've worked a lot on like actually doing something in the lane, having priority, like and being
Yeah.
mindful of where's my jungler and stuff.
Right, right, yeah, yeah. Because I'm definitely curious to see the type of, because I have only seen limited amount of gameplay. Like I think we had a boot camp one time, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly,
yeah, yeah,
and then I had did that one mini review. That's I think the extent
yeah,
of the gameplay I've
yeah,
seen from you.
yeah.
So I really want to take the time as we go through these sessions to kind of see where you're at in terms of like what consistently you're
Hmm.
struggling with. Because
Yeah.
honestly, the first thing I'm noticing is our CS is a little rough in this lane, right? We're at 15 out of 18 here, right? We missed 3 minions already. And the thing is, this is a matchup where Kali cannot do shit early game, right? So
Hmm.
that's the first thing that's already catching my eyes. Like, how did we even lose minions here? right? That's what I keep looking back at because, again, the reality is when you play Syndra, the way you win games as Syndra is you farm really well, right? You
Yeah.
walk up to a team fight at 2 items before anyone else has 2 items, and then you watch out their whole team, right? That's like
Uh-huh.
kind of how
Uh-huh.
you like at the end of the day, that's how you win games as a Syndra. So what I want to
Yeah.
look at is like, are we actually hitting that target every game, right? Is that actually happening? Or why is that not
Yeah.
happening, right? What are the
Uh-huh.
layers that are coming out? And like this is the first thing I'm noticing is like I like the idea of like going for Q to punish the last hit, right? But your priority always as Syndra is focus on your farm first, then deny second, right?
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
should be your mindset. So like the
Yeah.
fact that we lose the minion here to Q her, I really don't like that, right? Because you
Yeah.
can't
I
auto when
see.
you're queuing.
Yeah.
So that's like one
I
example.
yeah. I find it funny you mentioned because that just made me realize why I've been struggling pivoting to command. Because I've had like, I don't know, 700 games with first strike, like just only doing first strike.
Yeah,
And
you're just
I
subconsciously more
always felt
focused on farming.
yeah, more focused on farming, and
Yeah,
also it kind of what is the word? It kind of helps with being ahead of the curve
yeah,
because it gives you
exactly,
money. Whereas
exactly.
now I'm always
Yeah.
like, huh, I don't feel as strong as I usually do, even
Yes.
though in some lanes I'm having more pressure, but I don't feel like overall it's winning me more lanes than I did before.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I hadn't thought of that until you just mentioned the
Right. Yeah. Comments. They're pretty even, honestly, if you look at the win rate. Right.
yeah. It's just with the like latest comet changes, almost everyone runs comet now
Okay.
except for in those very like
Interesting.
minimizing matchups or
Right.
something. Yeah.
Because it's fascinating. If you look at the pick rate, first
Yeah.
strike is still double that too. So that's interesting. I'm not
I
really a rune
see.
guy. I don't really care. Like first strike and comment, they're
Yeah.
both good just for different reasons, right? As long as you
Uh-huh.
use it well and you're play. Like the reality is, what I care more about is like, are we doing our Syndra reference points well? Like, so
Yeah.
again, what I'm already noticing, you're too okay losing minions. That's the first thing I'm
Yeah.
noticing, right? Look at this one here. You still have a caster minion you need to clear, and you don't even have W. So I won't even be walking up to this yet to push the wave all the way, right? What I would
Yeah.
do, right? Because remember, your mindset as a control mage is your goalie, right? This is what you
Yeah.
when you imagine yourself. You stop an assassin from moving. You don't necessarily want to move on
Uh-huh.
yourself.
Uh-huh.
So what you
Okay.
would do here in this situation, like let's say you want to contest this, right? You're like, oh fuck, there's a fight here, right? Obviously you want to influence this, right?
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of moving to it, what you would do is last hit this minion, last hit this one, walk here, last hit this one, and stop Akali from
Okay.
entering, right? Just E
Okay.
Akali
Yeah.
off, right? Q her, you got barrier to stall, fight her, right? Because you're gonna have a minion advantage, and then you also get all your creeps, and you're kind of playing that goalie mindset, right?
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what I want us to focus on, right? I really want you to be hitting basically every minion in the easy matchup, right?
Uh-huh.
And again, Akali is a matchup where she puts no pressure pre six, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you're even behind XP now too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got the goalie mindset. I think it's like, oh, you want to be denying entry to place, right? That's your
Mhm.
mindset.
Like denying entry is more important than
Than being there, correct?
yeah. Yeah.
Because like I said earlier, it creates two situations. It gives you two advantages. One, you get to finish all your creeps, right? But
Yeah.
number two, a collie is gonna perform way better in a 2v2 than you are, right? That's just the reality.
Mhm.
That's the
Mhm.
champs difference, right? So
Yeah.
you want to force it to stay a 1v1, right?
Yeah.
I'll say the only time you can like be okay moving first if you're against another mage. So let's say that was Victor, sure,
Mhm.
like that's
Okay.
okay because Victor's gonna perform just as like worse than you in a fight or even as you. So if you're first, you're gonna win that.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so like all of this, I would not give a singular fuck about, right?
Yeah.
Because again, you're playing in a Collie's playing field, right? This is a Collie's
Mhm.
turf. Just push. I would just push hard here. Get the wave under turret. Because I think like this is the best case scenario, right? Like this is literally the best case scenario. You got a double stun. NASA's a shit early game champ, and Locke got all of his spells off, and this is still a
Yeah.
1-for-1, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, still
Yeah.
1-for-1. So you can see how difficult it would be to take a fight in that situation.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at our minions. Let's make sure we hit all these. We lost the melee there. Yeah, so, like, if we look at this situation, right, you go for a trade here. I don't mind a trade on Syndra because, of course, you need your stacks, right?
Hmm.
But if you're gonna go for a trade like this, right, just go for the QE and hold your W, just to make sure you hit every minion,
Yeah,
right? Because now you don't have W, right? You greeted your W for the damage on the Collie, and now you're scared, right? So boom, that's
yeah.
a cat. We lose a cat. Like, look at all the minions you lost. You lost the
I
melee.
think I did the W to get my stack because I didn't get the Q hit.
Oh, did you not?
No. So I only got the
Uh,
stun, and then I did the W to get the stack.
right. I think in that case you should just be more patient with your QE then, right?
Yeah,
Just be more patient with it. Get lasted these two minions, lasted that one. Maybe wait for the cannon because
just
that's the high
yeah, just
value
finish
one.
the cannon. Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. And then now I don't have E, so I like
You're
yeah,
scared. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, you're almost at last chapter though. Not too bad. Hmm. Let's look at this one. Yeah, it's good. This one's good. You didn't even lose any minions. Like those are the types I like, right? You don't lose a single creep for that trade, and your
Hmm.
timing on the last set actually like got close. Perfect. Very good. Nice. If I'm watching you play, like your raw Syndra mastery is very good. Like I could tell that you have extremely high mastery with like, I guess the Syndra like fighting specifics.
Hmm.
But yeah, like I think the reality is you're just like a little sloppy with these minions, which it's very important on Syndra you hit every minion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you got your last chapter. Okay, so we look. This is the part of the lane where it starts to get a little bit tricky because the Kali starts to have a lot more damage now with the alternator. Maybe we can keep the wave on our side here. Ooh.
Yeah, I wanted to push because I saw
Mm,
Lock in the enemy
yeah.
jungle, and I wanted to punish her going
Okay.
there.
Okay. So one of Syndra's strengths, right, is her wave clear, right? She has a very high wave clear
Yeah.
early game for a mage, right? So what you would do here in this situation is first I'll tell you what to do and then I'll tell you why. So what you would do
Okay.
here is keep the freeze because if a Kali moves, you could one shot the wave at any time once you see her commit. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's like what you should do differently. So I think like you always want to try to hold waves on your side versus assassin slash skirmishers, right? And
Hmm.
then when they move, you push, right? Like once you see them
Is that
move.
is that also because it's safer to use my abilities to hard push it? Because like
Yes.
then the wave. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But and then the reason why, because I love your mindset here, right? You say,
Yeah.
okay, my lock is on a play here, like he's making
Yeah.
a play. But that's not how you win games as a mage, right? What you're thinking, that's more of like an RA, right? If you're RA and you did that, I'd be really happy. But at Syndra,
Okay.
remember, the way you win a game of Syndra is like you become Thanos at 2 items, right? Remember, that's your high
Yeah.
level reference points. And so, what, again, I want you to think about is start to think about the dynamics of the other champion you're laning versus. So again, even if you even if you push, right? Because Locke's making a play, Akali is happy, right? To fight
Hmm.
and skirmish. So the reality is you can't stop this. So your mindset should be how can I make myself as strong as I can, right? And as safe
Hmm.
as possible, as safely as possible. Whereas, if you're versus Victor, I think doing that again would have been great.
Okay. Okay. I see.
So you have the right idea. Just I want you to start to contextualize it more with like what is the enemy champion good at doing, right? She's good at
Hmm.
killing you
Hmm.
down the long lane, and she's good at moving the plays. So deny. So you want
Yeah.
to, and so you want to not play her game. Keep the wave on your side, and if she moves, she moves. That's the reality of a Kali. And then
So
push after you see her move.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah, because I think it does. I
If you have clarifying questions, go ahead and ask.
yeah, I'm trying
Mhm.
to get my
Yeah, of course.
form the question feeling that I have into an actual question.
Yes.
I think so what I've been what my perception has been is
Yeah,
that if someone roams, I want to nuke the wave and
correct.
like
That's
get
accurate.
get XP, get plates,
Correct.
whatever,
Correct.
because they're kind of wasting time
Yes.
doing that.
Yes.
But what we're saying here is we actually don't even know if Akali is doing a
Correct.
proper roam or if she's
Yes.
just baiting me to
Yes.
push. So if
Correct.
I hold it, then I'm getting all the XP very safely. I'm not gonna get turned
Correct.
on, especially because we're close to 6. She had just got an item. She's kind of like
Correct.
power spiking.
Yes.
So I wanna just be my safe cocoon, and then once I see her on one of those wards bot or I see her on lock, that's when I nuke the wave.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally spot on. Perfect.
Okay.
Exactly. And the key point is that Syndra is a Syndra specific skill because they're a wave
Yeah.
clear, right? If you are playing
Yeah.
Victor, you are in a much harder position because you can't one shot the wave immediately, right?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Syndra, you can kill the wave so fast. So the problem here is like you're panicking, right? I can tell with your pings. You're like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
she's moving
Yeah.
guaranteed. I have to push. But what happens if she
Yeah.
doesn't? And then she just comes back to lane, and then now she eats the entire wave for free, and you lost your beautiful setup that you had here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, which is I'm glad I said that before I watched because that's literally what happened, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to be bouncing waves against a Collie when you had a freeze, right? If you just kept the
Yeah.
freeze there
Because
and
now
you
I'm
just
like,
fucked her
okay,
up.
shit, I need to kind of like force it onto her turret or unfog.
Yeah, and exactly, and because you got to remember, as a control mage, what you want to be doing as a control mage is you need to be fisting your laner first 15 minutes, right? Well, so what this really means is like you need to maximize yourself. So you should be nitpicking these types of situations because it's not what happened didn't wasn't bad, right? Per se, you got your wave
Yeah.
in, you didn't lose any health, but in reality, there was a way better situation that could have happened, right? She could have been low trying to fix this wave state, right? Because you could have
Yeah.
easily traded
Yeah.
on that freeze. Okay, yep, you pushed the Punisher on that one. Ooh, I think you should just go mid. This one's tricky. I don't mind either one. I'm not gonna nitpick this one because I do see the world where you go here to help you to keep your trust alive. So I don't mind this one too much. Like the only argument here for not going to this one is that I don't think we know where their jungler is, do we?
I don't think we do, but because it's Nasus, I was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, because NASA specifically is fine. Yeah, so I think it's fine. Yeah, because I don't think NASA's at Call will do anything to you. Like let's say NASA's here, I think you're fine. Or are you? Kinda.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
sketchy.
I think I committed too hard, is what
Yeah,
I was thinking
agreed.
afterwards. So,
Yeah, I agree.
like, getting Akali was fine, chasing Rakan was unnecessary because that,
Correct.
like, made me lose a lot of minions as
Yeah,
well.
correct. And again, the mindset is we need to maximize our farm, right? So this is the high
Yeah.
level mindset. It's like you get the kill on a Kali, like whatever. Who cares if we kill support, right? Because you got to remember,
Yeah.
kills in League are not that valuable in terms of the resources you get, right?
Yeah.
Like 300 gold is
It's
like whatever. The XP is like meh early game, right?
yeah.
It's you also deny the enemy by killing them. So what you got to
Yeah.
remember is like killing support is like usually really low value because they're
Yeah.
not a
It's
resource
it yeah, it's like
role.
what you talk about a lot with the opportunity cost, right? Because I could
Yes.
now be going mid, get that mid
Yes.
wave and get a plate,
Correct. And then
which
get
would
your
be way
tempo
more
to reset.
XP and more gold
Hmm.
and a better tempo. Yeah, okay, that makes
Correct.
sense.
And I want us to revolve our first session around this idea that
Yeah.
like you need to become god of the map by 2 items, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want you to be the first person in the game at 2 items, assuming it's like
Yeah.
even-ish to normal game. Like
Yeah.
that's our I guess our goalposts that we're trying to reach right now.
Mhm. Yeah, but I like the idea of us first working on the like setting a mindset
Yeah.
basically because I guess
Correct.
that then is a bit of the north star of every other
Correct.
action we're
That's right.
making in the
Correct.
yeah, I like that
Exactly.
idea.
Exactly. Yep. So again, I just want to really nitpick. Let's make sure we hit every minion here. Really important. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. Beautiful. Perfect. Lovely. We end up missing 2 minions on this wave?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so again, you're just be a little more patient, right?
Yeah.
Just be a little bit more patient here.
I, I'm like, yeah, I'm very like tunnel visioned on creating the ideal situation to get grubs here, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
got a nice vision. I just need to make sure that this wave is pushed so a collie cannot do any shit with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah,
Because I think the mindset should just be just stop her from moving anyway. Like you just
yeah,
right, you
yeah,
already have all the setup and vision. Even if you keep it neutral, it's okay, right? Just stop her from
yeah.
moving to
That's
the play.
fair.
Just with like your actual trading, right?
Hmm.
I have a bad feeling about this one. I think this one's gonna be
So
bad.
funny, man.
Well,
It's
I don't even need
so
to
funny.
watch. Yeah,
I know, that's why I'm laughing. Because,
yeah.
yeah,
So again, this is the same
that's
thing
so
with the months.
funny. Yeah,
As like I can tell exactly it's gonna go bad before it happens.
yeah,
So first things first, right? We're panicking, right? You try to insta push the wave, and then you try to help
yeah,
your jungler. So you already
yeah.
lose. Let's see how many minions we lose on this wave.
I think
Bye bye
so.
two melees, right? Gone. 50
Yeah,
gold, and
I,
a tenth of a level
yeah.
gone. So that's the first
But
thing. Yeah,
when
good.
I reviewed this, I was like, okay, I think QEing to get the lockout kind of fine,
Yep,
but then I should have just walked back into the lane. But by
yep,
me now walking forward, I'm kind of also baiting lock in. Oh, let's get this skirmish, which I don't
yeah.
want to do, but I'm
Correct,
here.
correct. Yeah, that's right. And again, I honestly think your log would have had a better chance surviving if you just save your spells and stop a collie from entering, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Locke has tons of ability. Locke hasn't even used the E yet. He can survive Nasus. That's a fucking giant spell, right?
yeah,
You don't even need to peel this guy. You just like let him get out and then fuck up a collie, get your wave ultimate
yeah.
in. It's the same
I
exact
see.
situation again,
Yeah,
right? So it's the same idea. The goalie mindset, making sure you don't lose a single minion, right? If you're going to a play, and because you just by trying to help your jungler, you fucked yourself super hard.
yeah,
You lost
yeah,
so many minions. The collie got her shut down
yeah,
on you. You know, it's so fascinating watching you play because I feel like if you played Arya or Aurora, you would climb really fast. Because the way you're playing, the way you're viewing it is I feel like because I'm a Ari expert. You're like doing stuff I
yeah,
would do as Ari, for example, right? Where you're
yeah,
trying to be there at the play at every moment, right?
yeah.
Okay, get your vision down. Good. Yeah, so Collie's gonna be a monster. Is she have Gunblade? Please tell me she doesn't have Gunblade. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just hit every minion here. Good. Yeah, keep the wave on your side. It's a little late to keep the wave on your side at this point, but she might just be too OP right now because of that gold she has. Oh man, this is gonna be bad again. Okay, how many minutes did you lose again? Let's just count. Let's see.
I think two casters.
Yeah, so well, when you notice that there's a play, you're panicking to push, right? So let's see. That's
Yeah,
what you lose that one. You got the XP. We lost the gold. Yeah, you lost two casters of XP and gold, and then a melee minion, right?
yeah.
So it's starting to add up pretty bad at this point.
Oh, I actually got that caster.
Okay, so you lost one caster in a melee.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, got your Blackfire. I think you probably should get a control ward as well, just so you could have again some
yeah.
vision for yourself to defend. Because again, you can't move the plays, so your job is to just play goalie. So you put that in your control
Hmm.
ward, try to chunk a collie a little bit, and then the reality is that she wants to move, she wants to move. You know, but at least that gives you vision
Yeah,
for your team and stuff. She has Storm Surge. She's gonna literally one shot you. You have to be really careful. Okay, good. Yeah, so like if you're losing minions now because you're scared of her spike, like sure, like
yeah,
I'm okay with
yeah.
that, because it's still like you're doing the high level mindset well. This is gonna be bad. I'm pretty sure. I'd be shocked if this is a good fight. Oh,
Yeah, here I'm also just panicking.
yeah.
because I'm like I know I feel dead, so then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get them away from the team, because
Yeah.
like then Akali's not in this skirmish. But
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. It felt
Okay.
very
Okay.
awkward.
So before I give you, based off of everything we said, before I tell you what I think you should do, what do you think based on what we covered so far?
Well, I think if um if I stay here in this bush,
Mm-hmm.
that's quite good, because then
Yes.
I'm keeping Akali away from the
Yes.
fight, and
Exactly.
then I can be first on wave again once the
Exactly.
wave is there.
Beautiful. Yes. Just sit in
Uh,
here.
yeah,
When she face checks you, Q E W Q R her. Run.
yeah,
Now she's out of
yeah,
the fight, and then when you move to this play, she's so low she can't fight, and your champ is still useful, right?
yeah, yeah.
Did you watch any MSI yesterday?
No,
Do you watch competitive? Do you care about getting
I
spoiled?
don't.
Okay.
You can tell me everything. Yeah.
Okay. So Team Liquid, that's the NA team, versus T1, right? Faker.
Uh huh.
Let me just show you T1 versus Team Liquid. Let me show you game one here. Full game. Basically, what happened this game is that Faker was on Ori versus Quid on Akali. So they're both Korean players, very good players. What Faker did this game was really smart. What he did in this game was he hit every minion. He kept Akali under turret, and all he would do is stop Akali from moving the plays, and he would perma R Akali on cooldown. Like the second Ori ult was on off CD, he would use it in lane and chunk
Mhm.
Akali. Because when Akali gets low and Akali's stuck under turret, he can't play, right? So like look at this situation here. I wanna show you the situation here. So it's a stacking wave. They get the push, he hits every minion, and instead of fully committing to this, look at what he does to Akali, right? He's fighting her.
Mhm.
He stops entry. So again, this is you're seeing it in live right here. This is what you should be doing. You stop the
Mhm.
entry. You prevent a colleague
And
from entering.
yeah. And does he run to his team because he got hit by the E
Yeah, and
there?
then he runs to his team, right? He zones her for as
Okay.
long as he can, chunks her, and then he moves to his team after, right?
Yeah, I see.
And then let me see let me find the situation where he R's a collie. I think he R's her here. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. Look, see, he just literally R's her here. She's like
Yeah.
soulful Holly Arthur just because as long as you chunk a collie and stop her from moving, deny her entry, she's a completely worthless champion.
Yeah.
And same thing for most assassins, to be honest. Most melee champions. Honestly,
Yeah.
any champ, even if this was
I
Victor, right?
I it's so like when I play against the Katarina, I do it
Yeah.
more often.
Hmm.
But and it always works, and then I never think about it.
Hmm. Yeah, it might be just be like a
But
subconscious thing you're doing well against
yeah,
Cat, right?
yeah, yeah. The like I I just ult because I know I'm not gonna do anything else anyway. So,
Yeah.
but I think it's maybe because I already have the mindset of I don't want to be in a skirmish with Katarina.
Yeah. Right.
So I already have the, well, this ult is not gonna be used anyway. I might as well like use it at full health so that
Yeah.
she needs to base, and I get better stuff.
Yeah.
But that's funny. I should just do that against most assassins, really.
Yeah. Okay, let's try to look at a little bit of mid game here as well. What happened here? No, she go top and TP. That's fine. I mean, that's pretty creative by her. Whatever. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna move to this. Okay, so before I watch it, again, I'm gonna give you my critique. So, you know, repetition is another skill, so I'm just gonna repeat again, right? What's our job?
Hmm.
When do we become God in this game?
2 items,
Great.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 items. That's when we're happy, right? We're happy Syndra once we get our 2 items.
Yeah.
So this situation here, what do we see? Nothing here. Nothing
Uh huh.
here. This wave was pushed. This wave was pushed. Let's take the
There's no
absolute worst case
reason for us
scenario.
to fight.
Yeah, well, let's say our whole team dies right now. What's the
Yeah.
worst possible thing that could happen? Even despite that, maybe we lose one turret.
Yeah.
That's like the
Yeah.
worst. That's worst case. Like your
Yeah.
team literally gets
Yeah.
4 for 0 wiped, right?
Yeah.
Great. So we've already identified that there's not very much value here. Okay.
Hmm.
Second thing that we need to identify is again our mindset of Syndra. We want to maximize our resources. So
Yeah.
what I would do here is farm the side, but I wouldn't even push. I would slow build the wave, right?
Okay.
Don't insta last hit, or sorry, don't insta nuke. Last hit, last hit, last hit, last hit, last hit, last hit. Then when the wave comes out over here, then you hard push. Get it all the way nice and deep. Then you go ahead and regroup with your team. But
Hmm.
I can tell your mindset already. It's oh shit, my team's making a play. I gotta be here. Let me push and move.
Yeah. I'm like, I got this mindset on the side lane of after pushing, I either instantly go mid or I push the next wave.
Yep.
And here I'm like, oh, I need to be mid.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, there's no reason to fight to begin with. So like,
Yeah, because like the fight wasn't even that bad. They killed Rakan and Gwen as well, and like killing these guys doesn't gives you 300 gold, which is like okay, right? But if you
yeah,
just kept pushing top here, right?
yeah.
You'd slow
And
stack, you push this all the way, got way
I
more.
guess as well now it's slow pushing towards them. So in like a minute they're
You're gonna
getting a
bleeding
huge wave.
farm, so I just want you to look.
Yeah. Like we're bleeding
We're bleeding so
farm
much this whole
because minions
game.
are just being died,
Yeah,
like being killed there, and then
yeah,
they, feeding them basically
yeah.
because someone is gonna get that wave
Mm-hmm.
in a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense.
And Syndra's a very specific champ where Syndra is one of those champs where this is how you need to play, right? You need to be very,
Yeah.
very, very vigilant with your farming. Again, like if you're Arya Aurora, like the way you're playing this game, you would have probably already won the game by now, to be honest with you.
Uh
Right?
huh.
It's so fascinating. Very fascinating. Yeah, like look at this, so sad. Look how many minions you lost on
Yeah.
top. Okay, we'll make a creative play here on the with your jump player. I don't mind this one. It's good. Now we need to start getting our minions here. Okay, good. Keep pushing. Good, good, good. Beautiful. You're at your 2 items. So now, what I'll say is like as you get later into the game, the more you want to group with your team. So usually the rule of thumb I give is by 23 minutes, you kind of are in area mode.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like kind of the high level reference point because fights become so valuable now, right?
Yeah.
You could get barons, dragon souls, tier 2 towers, right? Entire jungle can like entire quadrants of the map.
It is that kind of also the point where when you go side lane, it's just too hard shove, and as soon as someone's there, you go
Yes.
mid
Yeah,
to
like
like do the force a fight because then it's a 4v5.
yeah, even at this point in the game, as a Syndra, I'm even more harsh on mid. I would start mid and then go side
Okay.
later after
Okay.
the play's
Okay.
over. At this point specifically, 23 plus
Okay.
would be
Okay.
my mindset here at rule of thumb.
Makes sense.
Okay, but you know fighting for a dragon at this point at 2 items is good. So now at this point, I do want to see high quality execution here on this fight. Yeah, not bad. I mean, again, 2 items Syndra, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Immediately find farm, which is good. This is totally fine. Yeah, it's totally fine. Play's already over. Yeah, good, perfect. I don't think you need to be scared of this dude. I think you just kill him. You still have mana. Yeah, chilling. Okay. Yeah, so this is kind of what I mean. Like, as we get later into the game, this is where you need to start to group a little bit more. So I think
Yeah.
probably what I would do in this situation here is I think I would because your wave on top side is still okay right now, right? It's still building into you. You got a little bit of time before you need to go to it, right? And like now, again, at this point in the game, I'm a little bit more okay bleeding because you should have already done, a good job of farming like
Yeah.
crazy earlier on. So I think here I'd probably just group mid first here in the situation. Stay with your Tristana because she's your win con, right? And again, one death means objectives at this point, right? Stay with your
Uh-huh.
Tristana, be in the area, and then go catch top once you know she's safe.
It's actually quite funny that like the standards you're putting is
Yeah.
I farmed bad, right? But I
Yeah.
have 200 farm at 22 minutes, and it's like 40 more than the next guy.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's
And I just realized that as you said tap, like put the tap, pause it on tap
yeah.
because like while you were saying, I'm like, yeah, I agree. I've lost so many minions, but then
Yeah.
I looked at the other numbers and like,
Yeah.
holy fuck! Like
Yeah.
by just being able to farm, you can get so ahead at this
Yeah.
easily.
Exactly. Yeah. You're spot on. Exactly. Yeah. Because the people are not doing even remotely this at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you try your best to contest it. I mean, denying them some Baron is pretty good. Yeah, not bad. I mean, you see your two items with Thanos. Now imagine your two items at fucking 16 minutes, right?
Yeah.
The game would have
Yeah.
already been over. Okay. I mean, at this point in the game, it's just fighting. So let's just look at some of your fighting. And we'll clear your other VOD here so if we see the same thing or not.
Hmm.
Fighting should just be, playing front to back with your Trist. Choose your win con. So I'll just hit whoever your Trist is hitting.
Is it this fight? Yeah. This fight,
Mm,
I felt very. Okay, what happened here is I was like, oh, this bit is nice, right?
yeah.
And then I my mind said, okay, Tristan is quite strong. I want to peel for her. And then I see Akali out of nowhere in our
Mm,
back, and I have no clue how she got there. And I'm
okay.
starting to panic because like my mindset is on protect Tristana.
Yep.
But in retrospect, I think if I had let Tristana die there by herself, I would have helped blow up this team.
Yeah, because I think, Protector China is good, but I think what you got to remember is that you have plenty of tools to keep her alive already.
Yeah.
Thresh and Poppy can
Yeah.
already peel her. I think what you should do, like you said, I think you should just go forward here. Just fucking send
Yeah.
it forward because you have so much self peel from your comp. Your comp is
Yeah.
gonna protect
Bec-
you. Just hit these guys.
Yeah, when I looked at this in review, I was like,
Yeah.
bro, if I did a nice E there, like the
Yeah,
entire
instead of
team
going
was
for a
dead.
Kali. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You just go here. Yeah, you could have killed them there. Yeah. Because, yeah, your output just was not high enough in this fight. This is one
I
of the
did nothing.
things.
I did nothing.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't think I hit a single
No, you didn't.
ability.
Yeah, you didn't. So this is the problem though. Like when you're playing Syndra, you can do all the right things, but if you just
Yeah.
don't perform in a fight, you're just not gonna win.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
these are the fights you need to win, and so I think the learning here. Like, you're right. You shouldn't deal with a Kali here, but I think the way you would like develop that in the game is what you got to think about is like how much tools do I have on my comp to keep me alive, right?
Yeah.
If you have a lot of tools, be aggro. Right? So
Mhm.
if we just take inventory of the tools you got, right? You got Seekers up, Stasis. You got Thresh. You got Poppy. You got Tristar. You have
Yeah.
look at how many tools you had to keep yourself alive.
My own E.
You don't
Yeah.
need to be in mega defensive
Yeah.
mode with these tools, right? But if you have no tools, right? Let's say you have like a Pike, you have Lock, you have not Poppy, you have another Bruiser, like no one
Yeah.
that can peel you. Yeah, I don't mind it, right? But the trade
Mhm.
off is that your teammates' outputs are higher. They're not relying on you to kill them all.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And
makes
then
sense.
I think
I'm
that's
just yeah.
yeah, good.
I'm very scared of Akali at this
Hmm.
point. I
Hmm.
like I feel like she was super high on the mental stack of like I
Right,
don't want to.
right. Yeah, that makes sense. And then I think this. Let's just look at
Yeah.
one more fight
Yeah.
here. But I think it's already now you're kind of fucked. I think because again, those are the fights you want to be winning. The only thing I'll say is again at this point in the game, you should be grouping. Honestly, I would just be fucking a ramming it.
Yeah, I thought because
Yeah.
but I thought, oh, because there's no neutral objectives, I can like push this
Right.
out.
Right. Yeah, I think that
Uh,
works earlier in the game because like at this point in the game, again, you just kill someone, even with no objectives, you just get their inhib, and that's like an objective on its own kind of thing. Yeah, you're just not strong enough there. The fact Zaya can like run up to you and face tank your
yeah.
combo, that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this one's good. I think we'll look at the next one. But does that make sense
Mhm.
so far?
It does. Yeah, it does for sure.
Okay, let's take a look at this one. We'll see if we see the same trends
Li-
here.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions so far? Or any comments? Any thoughts?
Everything makes sense thus far.
Okay.
I feel like everything comes down to the mindset we were talking about, like
Yes, it does.
to like a reshifting that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. To me, this game felt different, but
Mm.
maybe at the core it's the same issue.
Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah. First things first, make sure we're hitting every minion, right? That's our baseline. Let's see. A little sketchy. We are taking a little bit of damage, but again, I care a lot about the high level first, right? We got to solve this problem first. So you're taking a lot of damage, but if again you're taking damage to get every minion, then I'm okay, right? That's fine with me. Yeah, so I wouldn't even consider taking W to make sure you don't lose any minions here, right? Because he's pushing you so
Yeah.
fast. You don't like one thing I see because I'm not a Syndra player, right?
Mhm.
So, but what I see is that Syndra players lose their mind to get stacks, your passive stack. Like it's really important. I
Yeah.
agree, but you're gonna get them throughout the game anyway, right? Just leveling up
Yeah.
and just like fighting and skirmishing. You're gonna get it. I really want to make sure you just because farm you can't. There's a limited amount of farm you can get in a particular game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And whereas your stacks, you're gonna get them. You're gonna get your double Q eventually, which is the most important one anyway, and
Yeah.
you'll be fine.
I think I got E out of habit against
Right.
Galio
Right.
because it's like, oh, I need that level 2. I need to make sure it's
Yeah.
push. Like I could get the push away.
Yeah. Because again, our mind says like, yeah, I get it, but you're getting pushed in, and it's just like I want to
Yeah.
maximize my
Yeah.
farm because you missed two minions on
Exactly.
this on these
Yeah.
first two waves again. You missed one there, right? This is fine because it could be like level one gank you, so that's fine. No.
Yeah. Yeah. That was very
So
awkward.
same
I
thing, right? Probably just
I
W that
didn't
one.
understand why the cannon ran forward. It's like, but because yeah, I don't know. So I queued to hit the
Oh
cannon and
yeah.
the casters, and then it randomly walked forward. I was like, why? But it like it changes aggro. I don't know. It was
Oh, okay. So the reason why this happens is that so it's aggro onto you, right? But the way
yeah.
the cannon's programmed is when it's in range of tower, it'll just target the tower, right?
Yeah.
So it's running up to the tower. Yeah, unlucky, but yeah, it's important we're trying to get on top of every single minion here.
Uh-huh.
I really want to be super, super, super on top of this. Like I would even consider using mental stack on that. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, I don't care about that. This is some random level one Camille. It's fine. Sharing so much XP with their mid.
Mhm.
That's fine. Okay, base, TP back. Keep the wave on our side. I don't mind thinning it. I think you're thinning it like too much.
What do you mean?
Like, so what was your mindset here? How about the
I wanted to
center?
cancel Galio base
Yep,
first,
yep.
and
That's
I
fine.
didn't want to tank 6 minions while doing so. And then
Yeah,
I thought, oh, 1 minion alive is enough to keep it on my side.
yeah. I think so too. So then why do you queue it though? Then
To guarantee I get the melee
right.
because I wasn't confident in my
Right.
auto attack.
Yeah, because I think what I would probably do is W it to the side then, because now you're
Yeah.
pushing,
Yeah, that's fair.
right?
That's fair. And Galio's not there anyway, so it can be a cooldown. Yeah.
Yeah, because the problem is you're not
Yeah.
going to push it, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, now the wave's in a really awkward spot. You're gonna lose minions because the wave's in an awkward spot. So I really want you to be in the mindset of, like every single decision you make in this lane should not only be about how do you get the minions on your screen, but how do you get the next wave on your screen to hit every minion too,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because you
Mhm.
fucked yourself really hard, because like now
Yeah.
the wave is
Yeah.
here, and now it's really hard for you to hit minions without losing your entire health bar, right?
Yeah.
This is fine. I mean, it is what it is against Galio. Come back. Uh yeah, I really don't love the QE, right? You're too Tomic for getting your
Yeah, me
stacks in the
neither.
trades, right?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Relax, auto attack that man in, hold your EQs so he can't get on you, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I want to see like you're trying too hard to get stacks, in my opinion. Now Tim might disagree, maybe, right? But for me personally, right, just from watching this, I think you're trying too hard to get stacks, right? I think the priority should
Yeah.
be keeping yourself healthy, right? Versus these melees, spacing their range, right? Because you're just not respecting Galio's range, but then holding your E to actually allow you to farm. Because even if
Yeah.
you're spacing
Yeah.
their
I
range, you know, if you don't have your E, you can't farm. You just have to give them
yeah.
in.
I I don't think Tim would agree with this either.
Okay,
Like
right.
he usually says only to use E on the wave to kill the wave at the
Mm,
end, and then you get
okay,
the stack at
right.
the same time.
Okay, right. Yeah, I just lost way too much health. Okay. Well, we should be goalie mindset here again. We're a little too far up. I'm a bit worried here. Ooh, man, it worked. That was sketchy.
Mhm.
I think it's kind of the same thing, right? It's the same idea. It's you
Yeah.
know you get the wave in. So the difference is that this time you got the wave in, and your Galio's not even laning, right? So you can't even
Yeah.
like zone control him because he's not even freaking laning here. He just like it's in the top side jungle, and I think this is fine. I think you maybe over greeted the chunk though, right? I would have just gone for a faster chunk and run now, right?
Yeah.
I think this is fine.
I I I think that I didn't see Galio. And I
Mm,
knew Zach was there.
mm,
So I was like, okay, nice. Zach is just gonna jump on this
right,
guy, and we
right.
get free grubs now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
I
I
think
didn't notice Galio was there until this ult.
right. That makes sense. I think also this one is a little bit more lock specific. Because lock is very anti burst early game because of his W.
Mm,
His W, the more
okay.
damage he takes, the more he heals. It's like Tom Kench, right? Tom Kench is
Oh, okay.
it's
Okay.
very
Yeah.
similar. So he actually is quite good against burst early game. Later in the game, he just insta dies, but early game, yeah, he's
Let's see.
ooh sloppy there, yeah. So this is what I mean. Like this is something just really, really, really important. Just get like
Yeah.
just put more mental
It's
stack
like
on it.
not high enough
Be more patient.
standards
Yeah,
on the
it's not high enough.
CS. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love the way you worded that. Yeah, it's not high enough standards. Like it's not bad, right? When I watch you play, it's not bad. But I think if you want to
Yeah.
climb, it's like needs to be better, right? You just need like
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
your fighting needs to be better on the key fights. You need to be stronger earlier. We can't just be missing random minions at a 1v0 lane. You know, it's like we need to be on top of
Yeah.
this. Um, it's a pretty early game fight. Who's their ADC? Can you die to their ADC? Oh, she's on mid.
Fine.
Part of me feels like you should push bot again when you see everyone on mid. I think you should be pushing bot. Same idea as what we are talking
Okay.
about before, right? Get to your key
Yeah.
spikes, right? This early game fight, like whatever. Worst case, if you really want to participate, you can TP, but we got to be pushing this out, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't even like again. Syndra is not great at this point in the game. I mean, look at what you do here. Like, what do we actually offer in this
Yeah.
fight?
Yeah.
You like stop Syndra
Just
Vayne from moving for like what, 3 seconds?
yeah, something like that.
That's it. You're bleeding
I'm
entire way for that.
I'm wondering though if I stayed bot, would Lock not have gone on me? Because that's the direction he's running from, right? Or did I missee that?
Well, I think in my opinion, you have enough vision to be able to survive him, right?
Okay.
Because like if you think about the angles he would come from, think about it. He would either have to go like this or like this, right?
Yeah.
And if you see him, you run back before he calls on you, you know?
Mhm.
Because you got the
Mhm.
vision. It's not like
Okay.
you're walking into
Yeah.
darkness. That's the thing.
That's
So
fair. That's
save your
fair.
E, push
Yeah.
the wave, and then eat him back if he goes on you, right? And you would have vision to react to him coming on, like going on to you.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, it's the same thing, the goalie mindset, right? Because then you got to think about it. You're basically participating in this fight if Lock goes on you, right? If you think of it.
Yeah.
Because if he's
Yeah.
going to you, that means he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is great. Well, I think you're maybe a little timid though.
I know. I know.
You probably gotta kill her.
I did not expect dealing that much damage.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I wasn't ready to do the ult.
Right. Okay, so great, great mindset though. Putting pressure on the side. I mean, this is fantastic. If you're getting this much sideline pressure as a Syndra, it's really good. Kill every minion. Okay.
Yeah, I feel the QE.
Mm. Locke is quite good against Syndra because of this reason. He has so many ways to get on top of you.
Yeah. I'm also not like familiar enough with the champ yet.
Yeah. Look, honestly, I don't even mind this one. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is totally okay. Like dying when there's no objective up, you got the wave in, totally fine. I think maybe my only
Yeah.
critique is just don't even flash. Right, your flash is too valuable as a mage.
Yeah.
Just die. It is what it is. It's totally fine.
Mhm.
Getting that entire wave in, your teammates
Uh,
to play top. It's great.
when I looked at this, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
if I did a higher quality QE, I would have killed him.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like that,
Right.
and so that was a bit the mindset I had on it. Of,
Right.
but I get the thing as well with the flash of, well, okay, now you're in a situation where you did miss it and you're about to die. You're gonna die anyway. Like the flash
Exactly.
is not gonna really
Yeah.
help you. Yeah,
Yeah.
because now I need to play safer for 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, so we look at this situation here. I mean, you're helping with the Herald. That's fine. Again, instead
Yeah.
of, like, hitting it, I'll just play zone control. So what I would have done here is I would be sitting in this
Okay.
bush, QE them when they walk in, and then run away, and then go catch your wave.
Okay. How much is the impact of auto attacking so the eye opens quicker?
Yeah, I know, like, if you auto it, it reduces the cooldown of the hitting the back. Like, it makes it faster, but again, as a Syndra, your mind says, like, "How do I become Thanos?" Right? Where
Yeah,
I don't feel that from you right now, in these types
I
of
see.
situations.
Yeah. Yeah, I took this vote because I felt so useless.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I like I felt like this was one of those where, well, I just made sure that I wasn't the reason we lost the game. Is how
Right.
I felt I played this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, because I think the biggest problem with this one is just your ability usage was not good enough in lane, right? And your spacing was not good enough against Galio,
Yeah.
which caused you to fall behind, right?
Yeah.
And it comes down to this. I think you're a little too tunnel vision on like, oh, how do I get a good value QE, get my stacks or whatever, or get a good
Yeah.
trade. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
okay to just like chill, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the other thing when you're playing a control mage is like feeling useless. Like I wouldn't the reason you're feeling useless is because you're feeling like you're not like impacting the game, right?
Yeah.
But I think what we need to do again, if we talk about the mindset, is rewire that. Like, don't feel like you're useless unless you're two items and you're not carrying fights. That's when I was starting to feel
Yeah.
like, oh man, I'm feeling useless. But
Yeah.
like, if you're like early game and like there's no plays happening around you, dude, just relax. That's fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry
I
about that.
think it's also because the map state in is not aligned with, like, the map state already progressed so far
Yeah.
that it's like not aligned with where I'm usually at when we're in this map
Yeah,
state.
like
So
you
that's why it
yeah, like
feels
everyone's
like
two
what the
items
fuck?
and you
What?
wouldn't yeah.
Yeah.
Which is again, right? Why wouldn't you bring it back to this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, how do I have 5 kill participation when our team has 28 kills?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. But my point is I wouldn't even worry about that, you know? It's more like how come I'm not hitting my CS thresholds against
yeah.
an easy
Like
matchup,
like how
right?
come I don't have 190 hits
Yeah,
at
that's what I'll
this
be
point?
looking at
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
replicable every game as a Syndra, right?
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
that's your identity. Like your champ is just shit at participating in fights early game, right? That's just
Yeah.
reality. So like having low KP is fine right now, right? The way you win games of Syndra is you just hear Thanos at two items and you win every fight, and then that's how you have high KP, you know?
Mhm.
Okay. And I think your team just probably ends the game now.
Yeah.
Man, the game. So Yeah, this is great games to bring in. I think we know exactly where you need to start. So those are all the things we covered. I think really, again, the mindset I'm noticing is you need to play more of a goalie mindset, right? So stop entry, play fog of war, like allow your team to take 1v1s and 2v2s, and you get there after you defended the enemy laner from moving, right?
Hmm.
I think the other like learning objectives, like, but this is like more again of a mindset than objective, is higher standard, right? You're spot on. It's
Yeah.
like your farm needs to be better, so you need to be slower on these cues, right? Making sure you get
Yeah.
these last hits,
Uh,
you know.
I feel like it's almost mindful rather than slower. Like
Yeah,
more
mindful.
mindful on the
Yeah,
queue. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's like yeah, mindful or patient, whatever word
Yeah.
you want to use,
Yeah.
right? That works for you. That
But
resonates for you.
yeah, yeah. Because when we were rewatching it, a lot in the situation where you're like, yeah, you're panicking,
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, so I'm just throwing out my abilities. I'm not
yeah.
being as conscious about the ability usage as I should be.
Yeah, but you need to revisit it because you're probably thinking, "Oh, I have so many games with Syndra." It's like
Yeah,
the other stuff,
yeah,
but no, dude. I think you got to revisit this. I put more
yeah.
mental energy on it.
Uh huh. Uh
Don't
huh.
just drop minions, right? And just start moving all these plays, and don't just like tank damage, like get QE on in your lane, right?
Yeah,
You're just like
yeah,
tanking like an entire Galio combo because you QE, you panic, like you just walk the lane, QE him, and then he jumps on you. You lose like 3 minions, and you get lose half your health,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, and then I feel like
And
post 23 minutes, start to group more.
yeah, it's it's funny actually because I come from this state of freezing every single wave, being full health the entire game, but the entire game being decided in the first 15 minutes because I've not done anything, kind
Right.
of thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm just perma nuking the wave, basically neutralizing for 15 minutes, and then the farm is higher. But then that also wasn't good, obviously, because then
Yeah.
I'm just a turret essentially.
Yeah. True.
And I think that by working towards the making sure that I'm chipping the opponent, I'm
Yeah.
doing trades, I'm
Exactly.
actually like being mindful of that. I
Yes.
think I've now gone too far to that side and actually lost track of the reference points where I started, and that the only reason we worked on it, well, like I worked on it previously, was to like start implementing that in what already existed. Whereas now I've kind of like just changed or moved more, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I totally get what you mean. Yeah, 100%.
I
So
see. I see.
yeah, I really think compared to like just being this like because you don't want to be like you said AFK farming via turret do nothing, right? And so
Yeah.
this is where this is really important,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Does that make sense? What we covered?
It does. Yeah.
Okay. Does that feel like give you some good direction, or do you need something more specific in the
Uh,
game?
it's funny that you asked that because I'm like, okay, this is quite clear in the game,
Okay.
but I have no clue what to do after the
So when
game.
you're reviewing, okay,
Yeah.
great. So this is what I'm trying to do. Okay, so for your reviews, this is what you're gonna do. Okay, you're gonna reverse engineer your farm. So
Okay.
you're gonna every game you play, you're gonna go to the point where you like let's say you just go to like 10 minutes, right when laning phase is ending. I want you to
Uh
look at your
huh.
farm compared to the time of the game, and I want you to ask yourself, is this the level of standard that's good enough for me? Yes or no?
Uh
This
huh.
of the art of review. If the answer is yes, then review your fighting. Okay. If the answer is no, then you review your first 10 minutes like how we reviewed it. Look at every single minion you lost. Look at how you lost it. Look at every ability usage you used. Why did you like? Why are you in a situation where you can't get minions? You're gonna look at your HP and be like, okay, why am I low? Or you're gonna look at was I moving too many plays? Right. That's what you're gonna do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yes. I don't know necessarily what standards to keep myself at.
Okay,
I mean,
great.
I know depending on the game, it will change and it's like
Yeah.
context specific
Yeah.
because it's like I feel like saying, "Oh, I need 12 CS a minute." Like,
Yeah, I totally
sure,
get what you mean.
it,
Yeah, like having
there's
an
a world
arbitrary
where that's
number is kind of
possible.
scuffed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Okay, so
Because here I'm like, okay, yeah, I have the most farm in the game, like together with Galio. Is
okay,
that good? Like
yeah.
I don't know.
So really, what I would look at, really what I would do is like ask yourself how hard is the matchup, right? How hard was the matchup? Start there, right? If the matchup, if you're
Okay.
in an easy matchup, again, I want to give you a specific metric, but it should like, like you should feel like you are getting your item
Uh,
spikes before them, right?
yeah.
I think that's a
Yeah. So
better metric.
okay. So we're here. It's like because the matchup doesn't have that much pressure on the
Yeah.
lane, and I should be able to decide the wave state, and especially after Q upgrade.
Yes.
By definition, I should have
More
higher
resources than them.
farm than my opponent.
Yeah.
Like
Just
I should have more resources.
exactly the fact you guys were even in items. So I would look at the items, like
Yeah,
go to after
I
lane
see.
phase and like look compare your items to your laner, right?
I see.
And like,
But then
okay,
in
yours
yeah,
even. It's like, what the hell? What happened? Right?
yeah,
And then reverse engineer it. I think that's the better way of
yeah.
going about it.
And then in matchups where um I'm trying to think of an example. I guess against the Zoe, for example,
Yeah.
where the lane is a lot more difficult and I need to respect her ability usage way more.
Yep.
Those ones, it's like, okay, I'm even. Nice. Like,
So and that one I would just always review, just like your harder
okay,
lanes, just always review the lane
okay,
and just look at every minion that died in that lane that you didn't get.
okay.
And figure out why. Like was it reasonable to lose that one or not?
Yeah. Okay,
That's what I would do. Like maybe and I would spend
okay.
like you don't have to do the entire lane, but do like 5 minutes of review of that. And even if you find
Yeah,
like 6 or 7 situations where you lost a minion where you shouldn't, and you go back and you're like, okay, why did I lose that one? Right? Was it a bad QE? Was my wave like how
yeah,
was my wave bad? Like what could I prevented that? Right? Or not?
yes. Okay.
And that's all I'll do for your review for right now. Don't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I think I'm just gonna do this and not the
Yes.
fighting bit. I think if
Totally
there's a
fun.
game where I have perfect farm, then yeah, okay, nice.
Then you're
Skip
happy.
that review. Yeah, like
Correct. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because I'm one of those people where I got really good without spamming reviewing. I took very tangible things to work on and hyper focus on that
yeah,
in the reviews, right? So I think that's
yeah,
important. Like, let's
yeah,
not like try to do everything at once. Let's focus on the
yeah,
mindset. Like, I do want to make sure you're doing this too, though, for sure, right?
yeah,
Really making sure we're
yeah.
doing
But
this.
I think, and maybe this might be very wrong, but I think my good feeling at the moment is like the mindset lives somewhere in my head already. It's
Yeah,
just like putting
definitely.
the mental stack back on it.
Yes,
You
because you're a
know, it's
syndrome.
like
You've been a syndrome man. You definitely have it developed. We just need
yeah,
to reactivate it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying you being like, okay, this is a learning objective. Is that clear? I'm like, yeah, duh. This is
Yeah.
like what I should have been doing for a
Correct.
thousand games. So
Correct.
like, um, in that sense, I think it's putting the mental stack on that again,
Yes.
and for
100%.
me, that's after I've done that, that will then allow you to look better at okay, but which section are you not doing correctly,
Yes.
and then that can goes more specific. But for now, I think the learning objective is essentially put the mental stack back on that,
Yeah, exactly. Put
which
the
is
mental stuff
more
back on.
difficult to review almost for me, I guess. I don't
It
know.
should feel difficult to review because that's not something
Yeah,
that's based off the gameplay, right? It's a byproduct
exactly,
of how you're
exactly,
approaching it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I like that our review thing is kind of separate. It's separate, but it has to do with it,
Yeah.
and it's just also getting into the mindset of having higher standards,
Yeah,
which I
exactly.
like.
We're starting to develop that higher standard of play on
Yeah.
the Syndra. Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
Cool.
Hyped.
Awesome, dude. You feel like this is pretty good value? You feel like I got some good direction? Do you have any questions? Anything else you
Yeah.
want to ask?
I don't have questions immediately. I
Hmm.
think this is a good like. I know the technically the mini review you did was a calibration. I feel like
Yeah.
this is a real
Yeah,
calibration type
definitely.
of thing.
Yeah.
And it will just be like our zero measurement, and we will see where it goes from here.
Yep. Yeah, 100%.
Um, I think overall, what I mentioned before is the. I don't think I will have it necessarily with this. Actually, I might have. the thing I mentioned before with like within reviewing, I still find difficult because I can imagine, and I know it's gonna be bad. The
Mm,
like, oh, I was scared of them using their E, so I didn't get that minion. But like,
mhm,
I don't know sometimes still feels generic in a way. It's like
mm.
I don't know the
You don't need perfection, dude. The reality is
okay
you're not a challenger player, right? If you're a challenger, and you
yeah
said that shit, I'd be like, yeah, dude, like definitely not. But dude,
yeah
we're trying to get from high plat, low emerald to like
yeah
emerald 2 right now. That's our goal. So
yeah
that
yeah
not being hyper specific is not the end of the world, right?
yeah.
Because
I'm just thinking of the example that
right,
where I was like, well, I shouldn't have disrespected my botting like that. I think was the one that I said to you earlier this month.
yeah,
Of the
right,
like, yeah, like that's
and
sometimes
that's
my
okay.
review
That's fine.
and it stops there. Okay,
That's fine.
okay,
That's totally fine.
okay,
Because as long as it's congruent with the mindset of Syndra, and as long as you're bringing it back to like
okay,
how do you win games in the Syndra, then you're
okay,
fine, right?
okay. I'm mentioning it because you said like that it had to be like high quality language questions.
Right, right.
Like, so that's why.
Yeah, because the reason why I said that is before I watched your gameplay, right? Because I
Yeah.
think if you had like, if you were every game like great CS given the circumstances, and like your side laning was exquisite and your fighting was exquisite, then I'd be like, okay, then there has to be some really low level stuff you need to work on, right? And in that
Uh
case,
huh.
you need good language. Right now, we're still at like kind of a little bit more higher level. Like, okay, like we got to be
Okay.
playing the goalie mindset, right? Got to make sure you're not losing your minions. You got to be sending it in team fights when you have peel. It's like we're still at like very big high level stuff right now. Then as we
Yeah.
do more reviews and like you'll probably improve, you'll climb in rank, and we reach a higher elo, then yeah, and we need to start getting more specific on the things to develop, right?
Uh huh. Okay, makes sense.
Okay, cool.
I think that's all.